Hello everybody and welcome back. The dragons are flying, the birds are soaring, and we are just having a wonderful day. I hope you're all doing very, very well. I have made a post at the time of recording talking about what is the most important thing to you, or what's your favorite thing about Call of Duty Zombies as a game mode. Because the most interesting thing to me is just I really love the guns. I think the guns are the main reason, not the main reason, but like one of the most important things about the game is that, you know, the variety and difference that the guns have makes Call of Duty Zombies special. Because if it was just you load in with one very strong gun every single game and then you don't do anything else ever, is that really fun, or is that just kind of boring? And that's the thing that's very interesting to me, is the idea of what really makes the game. Because I feel like everyone would have a different answer to that, right? Like, everyone would either be like, well, I really like being able to make a weapon that's bad really good. Or I like whatever, whatever. Personally, I really like in-games variety. I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are excellent games, not only because they're well made and polished, but also there's so much variety to them. You never feel like you're always going to be doing the same thing over and over again, even though a lot of the time you are going to be doing the same thing. We haven't actually gone to that yet, so I think that might actually be the first thing we do. I've done a little bit. Jesus. Lightning is being a bit close today. Very close today, Jesus. It's like, oh, you're 2 millimeters to the left, I would have gotten you. I do like how, fun fact for any of those who actually care, lightning actually, does not flash until the second frame of it hitting a object. Which I think is an amazing detail. So once the lightning does strike something, then it flashes. Because that's how it makes sense, because, you know, lightning is so fast that the bright light of it hitting happens after it's actually struck whatever it's hitting. But here is a chasm, and this one's really weird in my opinion, because it doesn't actually lead to a really big area or anything. It kind of just leads to its own little, like, hub area in a way. And it's not really much of a hub area. Oh my god. This is going to be very hard to figure out where to go, unless it's, like, right under. Which it does not seem to be. Okay. So this one's a bit hard to navigate, if I remember correctly. Because where you fall and where the thing is are like two completely different areas. That looks interesting. Ah, so that's what that's just one of those things. Ow. Fuck off. A knight's broadsword. We'll use that. Okay, so this thing over here is a piece of geometry. Yeah, the reason why I asked that is because I think it's very interesting to think of the psyche of players and what really does make something worth playing as a player. Because I think personally, if a game has a lot of, like, variety to it, like for Hearthstone, for instance, right? Or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or any card game, what's fun about that is the matchups and being in situations where you go against, like, a rogue deck and you're playing meta, and the storytelling, in a way, of how that match goes. Or essentially, I think the thing that's super interesting about games is how different it can feel at all times. I remember it being way easier to navigate this place, but when I did this originally, I did it very differently. Because I randomly went into this place and found the light bulb first. But this time, I know that it's here, but I don't know where it is. Which is interesting, because yet again, look, like, I have the knowledge of the game, but even with that knowledge, it takes a bit more skill to be able to do what I would like to do with that knowledge. And I think that's very important for game design, is for there to be able to be skill expression, but not only skill expression, but for things that are considered bad to have a spot still, even if that spot is behind something else. So like, oh, the War Machine is a terrible gun in BO2, but you can kill panzers with it a bit. You can do this and that and that and this. And as long as there is at least like some things to a weapon, like there will still be the people who would want to use it. And I think things like that are very important when it comes to design in general. Man, I wish I had a freaking torch right now. I wonder if you can combine the torch with a fire thing and then just make an ever-glowing torch. No, I was hoping that it would do something. Okay, we're not getting anywhere with this, so we won't bother with it. One thing actually I found out very quickly was that the other tower that I was talking about that's really hard, I couldn't understand it. It's very easy. It's essentially just you put a weight on an object and then the person comes up and then you're able to do whatever. But me being me, obviously just didn't put two and two together. But yeah, I'm really interested. So the options in the poll are guns. It's like what part of zombies is your favorite part essentially? So is it the guns? So is it like the weaponry that you can use? Is it the the only thing I didn't put there was the maps, but I did do map gimmicks. So one of the options is essentially I like how the map plays. But it's very interesting to me because a lot of the time I talk to people or whatever, and they're always like, oh, BO3 is immaculate as a game. The maps are amazing, and I love this map like Dreisendrach or, you know, Zetsubo. Oh, I love these maps, they're really fun to play and I love the setup for them. And then I'm like, oh, well, I really like Moon, or I really like, you know, 5. And then they'll be like, oh, those are like very simple maps, or, you know, oh, well, there's not really much to do on that map, or... It just intrigues me that people don't like maps if they don't have a massive super mega quest that the entire map is based around. Because that's very interesting to think about, right? Is the only thing that matters in Zombies a arcade game, essentially, which then was given quest-based elements in BO2 onwards. Is the quest of the map the most important thing to the game? And I would say no, because Zombies has been fun without doing the quest. However, there's a lot of people who would obviously disagree and say, well, no, Mob of the Dead is the best map. So because Mob of the Dead is the best map, its Easter egg and all of that type of stuff is the best part of that game. Oh. Really did not expect that to be the case. One swing of my sword, my fire sword. Man, remember when we all had to live through that phase of life? Where we would listen to bad music and would just be like, oh, but it's about the thing I like, so I guess it's good. That's such a weird point in YouTube history. where like and it permutated for a long time too. Like, who remembers the whatever game songs that Ling Hui would do, where it would be like song parodies for specific games, or you know, like they would have, and they would like be very badly drawn, like MS Paint style drawing. Call of the chicken breast. Call of the drumstick. I really want to know, like, learn more about American fast food restaurants, because in Australia it's kind of just like, oh yeah, like, you know, you have your basic bitch shit. So you have like your Hungry Jack's, which is American Burger King. We have McDonald's and KFC, obviously, and all of that stuff. But we also have, you know, Nando's, which I think they would probably have too. And then we have Carl's Jr., which is another thing that you guys have that we renamed. Well, they renamed when they brought it here. And Taco Bell is a slightly new-ish thing that they brought over as well. Well, at least for where I live, it wasn't like a big thing until a bit ago, at least. I guess I just really like information. I really like thinking about stuff. But yeah, it always confuses me when people don't give shit a try. Like, I think it's really fun to try to use a bunch of different guns throughout a match and just see how you can go and stuff like that. Like, I think that's really fun. But apparently most people, like, let's put a Zelda spin on it. Most people just want to get the Master Sword and then only use this Master Sword for the rest of the game. Which kind of feels a bit, like, dumb to me, because I think the fuse mechanic is really cool. That is essentially the idea of how people kind of think about the guns in Call of Duty games. I know no one's gonna watch this video because I don't have 20 bajillion subscribers in this game. It's more fun to play yourself than watch other people play, and I'm not like, you know, the Game Grumps or something, so I'm not really funny or anything. I'm just an insightful person. But I just want people to know, like, you know, try stuff, you know? I think the one thing that this generation, meaning my generation, never does is just try. They're always so fixated on making the best that they possibly can that they don't want to even bother trying things if they're just fun. Like, oh, why would I want to... Oh, this is a fun character in a fighting game? Nah, I want to play top tier. Oh, in Smash Bros, Kazuya and Steve, they're too strong, we need to ban them because, you know, oh, they're too strong, we need to ban them. Oh, have you learned the matchup? Have you whatever? Oh, no, because, like, no. Because they have so much that they can do that you can't really learn it, like, totally, like, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, but people played Meta Knight in Brawl, and that was way more oppressive. No, but it's not the same, see, it's different, because it's Ultimate. And it's just so interesting to see people not want to try at all and have that be their excuse for why they're failing. Not to say that, you know, Steve is definitely an unfair character, he's very strong. But it's just very humorous to me as a, you know, a person who plays like Tekken and such, to hear people complain about a character being in the game when literally the entirety of like fighting games in general are usually, oh, they release a DLC character that's super meta for like 5 years. Like fucking Leroy Smith in Tekken 7. People still hate Leroy to this day because of how he launched. Because he launched in such an unfair bullshit state. Which is why whenever anyone is all like, oh man, yada yada yada, it's always really funny to me hearing them complain about Kazuya in Smash when they don't even know how bad Smash Tekken players have had it alone. I'm just gonna add 4 freaking fans to this thing, and just see how far I can go, because I want to get to that stone thing in the sky over there. I do have another one, but I want to keep that one as like a, there really isn't a, control piece, is there? That's like the one thing you always need is a control piece. Because they're so damn useful. What is, what do I have, for the auto build? Yeah, no. It's interesting, but I don't think that would work very well. And I want to go to this side. Yeah, it's gonna use a lot of materials to keep this thing afloat. But, I'm okay with that, as long as I get my cool shrine in the sky. Man, I love the building system in this game. It's impeccable. I thought that I would really hate it because I thought in my mind that like I would just not be smart enough to make interesting things. Like I've seen what people have done, and it definitely does show me the fears that I was having, where I was like, oh well, I'm never gonna be as smart as the crazy people who make the most. Jesus criminy. Fucking almost killed me. But, I was so worried, when I started playing this game, and recording it, that I would just, not be as good as anyone else. And it really, worried me. That I would just be in a position where like, I know that there will be people who watch and there will be people who love it. And then there'll also be people who... That is the coolest... there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with the shields. You can make a minecart shield. Ayo. You who set foot in this labyrinth of the sky. Yes. Go to the labyrinth of the land. Deep within its corners there is a dragon ring that sleeps, awaiting the one who will wake it. Okay. Sounds fun. I'll meet you when I'm done. Wrong one. I think it's this side. Ah, the fucking Forbidden Forest theme. Oh, how I loathe it. It always means bad. I don't think there's ever been much of a time where I was like, oh yeah, the Forbidden Forest theme, that means good. Allow me to look at the map. So we're trying to get into a position to help. But there's also a chest here that very much so intrigues me. Thank God that didn't hurt me. Yay! That's awesome. We'll actually just drop that. I actually, also found a, I found something in, when I was playing by myself, that was really interesting. Oh, okay. I thought that would do something, but it didn't. But yeah, what I found was, there was an area, and it was like underground, and once you explored it, it actually gave you the ability to, essentially, it's hard to explain. It just gives you like an ancient blade, which gives you 50 extra damage. You can use it on an arrow, and it's like basically like a small knife thing. It's like an ancient knife essentially, and you can put it to a weapon. And that Zonai thing, I think it actually would be really cool to make a Zonite greatsword, essentially, that's like technology. So we might try to do that in the coming episodes. Shroom, okay. The interesting thing about these mazes is that they're built in a way where they're symmetrical. But it's really just a matter of finding the one small MacGuffin that leads into the other one. Oh, wearing 2 things of gloom resistance. At the end of the day, we should be pretty fine. But yeah, that's the interesting thing about all of the labyrinths in this game. Is that essentially, at the end of the day, they're not actually that hard to solve. But they're just very interesting to solve. I wonder if I'm doing this wrong. I think I might need to go on the other side, actually. I'm not 100% sure, though. I haven't done Breath of the Wild in ages, so I don't really remember these as well. But I do really want to see what they contain. Like, I know it won't be something like a dungeon, which saddens me, but, like, it still could be something really sick. We'll be running through the gloom when we do. Okay. I really want to know, like, what do you guys like in a Let's Play? Because all of these are meant to be like vibe. Where it's just like, hey, if you, like, you know, I think Mario Sunshine is probably the funnier one I've done, because I really, like, it's hard to make jokes these days, as well as being a small channel. Because even just having opinions and being a small channel is hard. Like, if someone says something and they're like, oh, DBD is dead and everyone sucks. And I'm like, well, it can actually be really fun, you just have to have a good mindset for it. Like, half the time, people will just be like, oh, shut up, kill yourself. And it's like, Jesus, dude. Why are you so angry? And I understand that, obviously, like, oh, they must have something going on. But it's very interesting that, people just get so angry all the time for no reason, really. It's like, oh, the Trickster is annoying to play against. Isn't he, like, low to mid-tier? Oh, but he's so annoying to play against. And, the thing that's so funny is killers always say, oh, I hate this perk, or I hate this thing. Because obviously, with survivors, there's not much to really differentiate themselves. But, it's just so funny to hear them complain about particular perks, and then the survivor mains are like, if anyone plays this killer, I hate them, they should die. And it's like, what if they're fun and they play that killer? Oh, that totally just doesn't exist. And it's like, but what if it did though? Oh, it just doesn't exist. Like, it's a funny thing where it's 2 sides at war. It's Romeo and Juliet. It's 2 different people fighting over the same thing, and they both can't agree on anything. But they both have to be right about what they're talking about. So it's very funny, is essentially what I'm saying. Because no one can be right, but there has to be someone who's wrong. That's how every DBD argument goes. Because it's like, oh, Dead Hard was too strong, and oh, Decisive Strike was too strong, and then survivors will be like, oh, but I hate Clown. And it's like, well, that's not really a sound argument, but it is an argument. So this here, I think. Oh, got that. This one here is where it is. How do you kill these fuckers? That's my question. Because there has to be a way to do it. Like, is it just throw a bomb? Get the fuck off me. Let's see, we need a better bow. This works. Hey! So, I have a general question. What the fuck? Okay. I guess this is the best, even though... I guess, okay. The thing that's bad about this is that I think I want to save here because I'm actually very committed to fighting this. I want to learn. Okay. I think at this point we need to fully restore health. Ow. Okay. got him. Demon King's Bow. And then you get a bunch of dark clumps. Oh, Gloom Spear. That's what I've heard about. I've heard about this weapon. It's extremely strong, but as you use it, it will hurt you. Yeah, that's super interesting. Phantom Ganon, though, that's actually really sick to see. Oh, that's actually... I think the Demon King's Bow is maybe my favorite idea for a weapon. Because it just makes sense as a weapon. We really need more shit. Yeah, we can try an amiibo. I have a Ganondorf one right here. I also have a Link one. We'll try both of those and we'll see if we get anything really cool. I think you just kind of get basic stuff from these now. Like, the amiibos don't really give you crazy things. Like, Ganondorf gives you an ore. Because they don't want it to be too much. Like, they don't want the amiibos to be the craziest thing anymore, which I think is very fair. Because it did feel really annoying wanting like a particular thing and then not being able to get it. Because you don't have an amiibo that was really, really expensive. However, though, getting a Night Shield is actually very good for us. But yeah, that was really fun, actually. I really liked that. And it's interesting for there to be a boss like that. Like a boss where the point of, like, Phantom Ganon is such a cool idea to have be a mini-boss. Because he was a boss in an original, in Ocarina of Time, which I do want to play at some point. I think it'd be really fun. Not to, like, fully finish it, like 100% it. But I think it'd be a really fun game to just play for a bit. Like, just get it done. Try to go for, like, a lot of the hearts. Like, trying to get, like, have 15 hearts by the end of the game. But not, like, fully finish the entire game. Because I always think that fully finishing games can sometimes be a bit too excessive. Especially because I don't have all the time in the world, surprisingly. I wonder if these acorns and stuff are meant to kind of clue you in on which ways you're meant to go or something. Okay. Very intriguing. Oh, this is a sun shroom. That's actually very useful. I just thought it was a Hylian shroom and I was just like, eh. Okay, so I think we just went in a circle. Which sucks. So these are two different squares. That is something to think about. Whenever you see anything raised, it always makes you think. Ah, yeah, we found it. Or at least we've found the first part. Because there's always two parts to a thing like this. Because, the best mazes, at least in video games, are the mazes where you it's like a dual labyrinth. So you have the labyrinth you have to go through, but then like a secondary one. Those are the best in my opinion. I don't think this is where we want to go. I think this is the opposite of where we want to go. I think Gloom will not regen unless you're in the sun. Which is interesting. Okay, so that just goes out here again. Yeah, it's like... Well, out here we're more in the sun. Because we have the sky above us, so we're actually regenning it. I really wonder if, so when they do a Gloom attack on you, I wonder if, Gloom resistance will resist the damage that you would take from such an attack. That's like the interesting little thought I'm having. The temperature's getting high. You should probably fucking cool down. I think the thing that's interesting is it seems like I should go this way and do what I was doing before anyway. I love the day and night cycle to this game. It works very well. Because like I think the problem a lot of games have is they like Ocarina of Time kinda has this, where at nighttime there are certain things that you really do want, but most of the time the good stuff doesn't outweigh the bad stuff of like losing whatever. Yeah, so the thing that's interesting to me, right, is we're going to this side, and this side doesn't go into it. So, what that makes me think is that there is either a spot in here you go down, or you go to the other side, and then that's where the good shit is, essentially. I think we've already gone through here like 50 times, so I think it's time we went to the other side of the labyrinth. I do want to know what those notes are, but I also don't care. Yeah, this seems more right. So interesting, though, to see Phantom Ganon. I wouldn't expect Phantom Ganon as an enemy, but it's really cool that he is one. And the Gloom weapons are really interesting as well. And there we go, we found it. There we go. For you who conquered this labyrinth of the land, I, the ruler of the boars, have unlocked a door. Which is the door upstairs. Find it in the north side of the labyrinth of the sky. Maybe I'll call this like Linkuta, Valley of the Sky. Something like that, you know? I would like to, I remember when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I like to name my decks after anime. This one has Sus in its name. Mot Sus is Shrine. Which I think is actually a ridiculously easy shrine. I think it's the bow aiming shrine. Pardon me. Or is it just oh, it's just this. I thought it was something different, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah, you get a Zonai charge, which I think the Zonai charges are actually a kind of good reward, because they're essentially the like with stamina and health, they're essentially the one that instantly recharge you. But in that case, it also gives you a little bit extra on top, which is really nice. May the light of blessing delete some browser history. I think as well, there's not much to play off right now. It's literally just me vibing, which might also make it hard for, you know, that, for me to make it super fun and interesting. So maybe it's a mix between a few different things. We'll go to the Ciantius Shrine. I only had 2 seconds to read and pronounce that word. It does really suck though that it feels like you just don't get as many, like all of the clothing it feels like is really delegated to the below area. Clicky clicky. To you who set foot in my labyrinth of the sky, I offer a test of wisdom. 4 terminals are hidden in this maze. Activate them all. I swear, if this is a multi-layered, like a literal, like, ladder multi-layered thing, I think I would actually die. Oh yeah, I'm gonna die. Let's have a look at this shrine first. I think... So that's basically a dungeon, in a way. It is literally the same thing as, the other stuff. So I think that should be on its own video, honestly. I think this... Huh, this is interesting. It's very interesting. Well, I definitely want that, considering half of my bows don't work. Has to be a way to aim. There we go. Oh, what does that do? If we burn that, what does that reveal? It reveals something. Guess I die. Shrine's just like, idiot. You truly expect my shrine to be that easy? It's like, well, no, but also yes. Mighty construct bow. Now that is what I want to see. There's another one of this that's 11 base power. And that one's that one I looked at and I was just like, you get that one for the aiming challenge, which I don't know which shrine that is. But like you get it for that shrine and I was just like so underwhelmed when I saw it. I was like, I have a GERUDO bow. It does 25 base power and it has an added effect. I think it would be a good idea to actually try to finish a few shrines, because I feel like we haven't really done too many shrines in a bit. Light of Blessing. And then that way we can grab ourselves our final stamina wheel. For now. Which will really, like, I think it would be a really good help. We can also look at how much, Zonite and stuff. We have like, yeah, we have 300, so we can get an extra 3 of these now. And how many... I don't think it's that worth doing that, but we could do that. I think I want to... There's the Ryogok Shrine, and then there is a shrine over here that we haven't even seen yet. There's a few of these that we haven't done. We'll do a few shrines. I think we'll end the episode by doing a few shrines, and then we'll go into this one. Because this is too interesting to just half-ass. Like, have half of it be in one episode and the other. I think either 2 episodes will be on it, or we start off with it from the very get-go, and we're like, right, let's do this. Or something like that. Ryogok Shrine. I wonder whose name that is. We're walking in. Force transfer. Interesting. So this is that motion connects through objects then. They've really done a lot to make it impossible to really do shit. Come on. What are we trying to do in this shrine? What are we trying to do? See, this is the shrines that I hate, Ah, I see. So see, there was a thing that I didn't interact with. Okay. Your reward is stick. Yeah, I can't really change that. I just have a feeling like it's just get big stick, stand on big stick, and then grab chest. Which just sounds like caveman speak for me want sex, but life lives on, I guess. Let me. I love how we have a dangling fucking horn on our sword and we're just like, we're dressed up as a total weeaboo and we're just like, can I have the thing, please? Don't even need the extra stick. Gimme. Another mighty construct bow. You shouldn't have. Now then, how do we... I think I understand what I need to do here. I see what's happening. You're face to face with ego, and it's strange. And then, what we then need to do is bring this up to here. So then we can attach it like so. And then what we do is we up, exit, and then get into here, and then that should push us both up. There we go. See, as soon as I stopped being stupid, I was able to figure out the puzzle very easily. That was a fun one. See, the shrines are fun because they're just little puzzles, but they're not super satisfying. Which is I think the problem a lot of people have with them. Because there are some that can be satisfying, but still a lot of the time you go to a shrine and you're just like, if there was just 4 shrines put into one, I think that would be better. Like, if that shrine, like, and then you look back to Breath of the Wild, right, and you're like, well, there were some shrines that were like that. Oh, God. I don't want to have to deal with that cutscene right now, so I'm just going to teleport to Zanmik Shrine. And then I'm gonna straight up just enter it as soon as I can. Gimme, gimme. And then we'll pray to a statue. Look, it's the Heartbreak Isle on the top of the mountain. Scoop it out. Sounds like a bad day. I immediately don't like this shrine anymore. Okay, so we're making a machine that is made to essentially actually, I don't think that would work well. Well, we can try it. Give me my chest. Yay, we got a chest. What's in it? Strong Zonite longsword, eh? I do like these ones a lot because they do have that Guardian kind of tone to the weapon. Okay, how about we painstakingly remove each ball until we find the ball that we need. Or even better yet, we could just do this. And just see how it works, and see if we just need a ball of any kind, or if... Because if it's only like, oh, you just need a ball, then there's no need to go crazy about it. But if it is that you need a specific ball, then I'm just gonna fucking fish it out myself. I'm not gonna build a device, I'll just do it the way the man intended. I'll look at my Yu-Gi-Oh! Bulk one card at a time. Yeah. I overcomplicated that to hell and back. I was like, okay, so I'll build a schematic for a system that builds the moon. And it's like, can you just pick up a ball and just put it in a hole? And I was like, oh, well, does the circle go in the square hole or the triangle hole? Life truly is, just being a kid, stressed about if, like, what shape goes in what hole. Except for what you're really holding is time and effort, and what are you putting that time and effort into? That truly is what life is. We'll go to the Kakariko one because we can. And because there's a shop there that sells arrows that's really easy to just walk into. And then we'll teleport back up, and then that'll be the end of this episode. I think we've done a good amount. The thumbnails, I think it's, and like the thing that's also good is I don't think the video has been doing that stupid thing it does sometimes, where it's just like, boy howdy am I gonna be an asshole. And essentially it just, it does, how do I explain it? It makes a line appear, essentially. I'll take them all, time after time. Although the Rito clothing is very expensive, the Gerudo Vo armor isn't. At least the first piece of it is $450, and that's not too bad. I would like a stamina vessel. Give me my vessel. Okay, and now we officially have 2 bars of stamina. That's another sight gone from our search history. Probably Midna related. Man, it always feels good having 2 bars. So now there's another 20, or like there's 5 more things. I saw that too, right? Like, their eyes glowed green, right? Like, that wasn't just me, right? At any rate, we'll just travel here, and then we'll get ready for the next video, which is going to be this labyrinth. Jump slash. When you jump, you can do a slash, which ruins your fucking durability like high hell. I can't wait to have to at some point use the lance, the gloom lance, and have it be like the fucking like strongest thing ever. But yeah, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.